In our last video, we talked about the criteria that is put in place to determine your reward. We talked about quantity of ICP, dissolve delay, and age. And all these things are put into place or come together to determine how much rewards you get, because they give you more voting power. And if you have more voting power, you have more rewards. In this video, we want to try to see exactly how much maturity in percentage that you need in order to arrive at one ICP, and that is based on the quantity of your ICP. How can we determine the exact percentage that you need in order to arrive at one? Because of course everyone's ICP quantity is not the same. In the last video, we saw how to determine the rewards that you get when you stake your ICP. We talked about quantity of ICP right here, dissolve delay, how long, 80 years, 4 years, 1 year, how long, and then the age of your neuron. And all these can give you voting power right here. And the more voting power you have, the more ICP or the more rewards you could get. Now let's see how we can calculate the exact percentage right here. So based on our last video, I was less than this quantity here, this number here, but it's growing every day. But how do I know exactly the percentage that I need in order to arrive at one ICP, which in turn will probably turn this to a green or a blue, and then I can spawn a new neuron? How do I know that? In order to get to that, we need a very basic calculation. So we'll look at the quantity, and then we'll look at the ICP that we want to arrive at, one ICP. So let's do 1 divided by the quantity that you have. I have 4.4, so I do 1 divided by 4.4 equals. So if I do 1 divided by 4.4, it equals this percentage right here, 0.22727272727273 right there. Now this is the percentage that I need right here in order to arrive at a new neuron, in order to arrive at one neuron, or in order to spawn a new neuron like one ICP. So it seems like a long way, because the 0.22, that is like 22%. So I need, like, I still have like 21. I still need like 21 right here, 21%, in order to arrive at one ICP or be able to spawn a new neuron. So if we take this percentage right here, if you time this by the quantity, you arrive at one ICP. So if you do times 4.4, that equals to one ICP. So I need this percentage here in order to get one ICP, right? Now, so imagine that if you have one ICP, or let's say for someone who has 3 ICP, if you have 3 ICP, let's do 1, you want to arrive at 1 divided by 3 equals this percentage here. So you need this percentage here, 33%, in order to arrive at one ICP, or in order to spawn a new neuron. Because if you do this times 3, equals 1 ICP. So this is how I see, or how I determine how to get to 1 ICP. Because you see a percentage here, you're not sure, okay, when do I get to 1 ICP? When can this turn green so I can spawn a new neuron? Hard to tell. So if you want to tell, so you just keep in mind exactly the number that you need to arrive at in order to spawn a new neuron, or to arrive at 1 ICP. You do exactly this. Let's look again at someone who has, let's say, 100 ICP. Wow, right? So someone who has 100 ICP will do the same thing. 1 divided by 100 equals, and then if we equals 0.01. You notice that with a lot of ICP, you don't need a lot of percentage. So here you just see like 1%. That's like not much. So if you do that times 100 equals 1. So when you have more ICP, the percentage is less. You see, you don't need a lot of percentage in order to spawn a new neuron. The more ICP you have, the more voting power, and the quicker you can get at spawning more ICPs. Well, I have just this. I could do more, but this is what I have right now. If you have more, better for you. If you have less, well, it's still something. Every day you're earning, which means that you just need time. And instead of just waiting for the price, which dropped a lot recently, you can be earning something, at least something. And there's another question that was asked about the age. We see the 8 years here. Once you have this, like once you increase the dissolve delay right here, you see that I don't have any option anymore to update this delay, because this is the maximum 8 years. I can't go more nor less. So it means it's not changeable. Only time can change it, nothing else. You cannot reverse it. Once you set 8 years, it's 8 years, and the only way to get there is to start unlock right here, which I haven't done yet. I'm not in a rush or like in a pressure, just more like an experiment for me. But for someone who is really keen on time, you want to start unlock right away, because once you do that, it starts to minus these 8 years right here. If you don't, then you can take another 8 years or 1 year and start to unlock. That's only when this will start to count down. That's just one other thing I wanted to mention. That was it. Thank you for watching. I hope it was helpful, and if there are any more questions, we can continue to talk about it. The internet computer is definitely something new, and we're all experimenting and learning every day. See you again in my next slides, and don't forget to subscribe if you're still watching. Bye bye.